Here we go. There we go. The most fantastic sound in football, that the ball hitting the back of the net. And it is the most important part of the game, I feel. When the spectators come into the ground, the players go down the tunnel onto the pitch. They've one object in mind, and that is to win the game. And you can only win the game by scoring goals. And you certainly can't score unless you shoot. We're going to run through some exercises with these youngsters today here, and to try and improve the skills and try and improve the shots at goal. It is the most important part of the game, and it's also the most pleasurable, because we all have hit in the back of the net with a shot. Let's see if we can do some work with these lads now. Right, lads, I just want to have a little word with you about the general attitude when you're in an 18-yard area like this, in a restricted space with lots of defenders. If you try to take too much time on a ball, and because you want a shot in, if you take too much time, defenders close you down, they clear it, and the opportunity's gone. What we've got to try and do is to try and be a little bit aggressive, try and get to that ball as quickly as you can. Be on your toes all the time, ready for just the slightest half chance that might come your way, and you get the opportunity to knock it in the back of the net. If you can try and think of someone like a cricketer or a boxer, someone that has to be on his toes all the time, just because they have to change direction quickly. If you're a boxer and you're on your toes, you can go forward, you can go sideways, you can go backwards. If you're a cricketer, you can be out and play the ball more accurately because you're on your toes. If you're a footballer and you're on your heels like this, and a half chance comes, you take so long to turn around and make your mind up, your chance is gone, right? Just throw me a couple of little balls in there, just in there, and I'll show you that if I'm on my toes, I can get to it quickly and I can punish the goalkeeper by knocking it in the back of the net. I'm on my toes, I'm ready, half a chance, and there it goes in the back of the net. I could have even took a quicker swing at it than that. Half a chance, didn't even wait for it to stop it. It could be a volley up here, it could be with your left foot, but don't hang about. If you hang about, you've no chance, right? Good, let's do some exercise then with that. Right, come on, Jason. After that little chat about application, we're just going to see if we can get you knocking these balls into the back of the net, eh? Just run through a few for me first of all, just so we see how you're doing, right? Off you go. Beautifully struck. God, that was a great shot, that. Great save, Nige, as well. And again.
This is a great picture of young Jason. He's well over the ball, his non-striking foot alongside, his head steady, and using his arms for balance. He's going to strike the ball with his instep, has a super backlift, and this obviously will finish with an accurate shot at goal.
Beautifully struck. Well done. I'll tell you what particularly pleased me about that is that you hit it with all your body, your strength of your body. You kept it low. You were following up. You did everything great there. Okay? And I was watching you before, and you were just a little bit slap happy, and you were sweeping them sort of a long pass rather than a shot at goal. Those two, they were fantastic. I'm just going to show you now. Just go through it myself. But you near enough did it perfect. For your size, that was fantastic, Pat. But try and follow in as fast as you can. You're on your toes, the ball's come here, we're shooting at goal, right through, but I'm up there just in case the ball hits the goalkeeper or hits the post and it comes back, and I'm going to follow up with a rebound. But you're well over the ball, hitting through the top of the ball, which is very important. All right, Jason. What I want you to do now is when you're shooting at goals, although I've been telling you to actually shoot right through it with lots of aggression, I think if you're comfortable enough and you're within reasonable range of the goals, we can, instead of hitting them straight at the goals, we can try and find one corner or the other, eh? You going to try that for me now? Good lad. Just run through a couple. I'll give you nice easy balls. Off you go. Well, and look at this, what did we forget from the first one? And again, it's still in play. Brilliant! Oh, look at that. If I hadn't shouted you, though, you'd still be stood here, wouldn't you? Hey? And the chance had gone. That was fantastic. Great. You still hit it straight at the goalkeeper. Let's just try and find one post, near one post or the other. Don't be frightened to knock it in front of you if you feel that it's a bit more comfortable. Well struck, well struck.
The most important point in shooting is to hit the target. However, if the chance arises and you feel well balanced, try for the bottom corners. This is the place the goalkeepers have most difficulty in reaching.
I'll just tell you a little thing about your balance. Right? You knocked it right over there, and because you were having to run away from goals, you were falling over, right? When really what you should be doing is, you should have been, right, I've got like this. So you're not falling over, you're using your arms for balance so that you can then hit it, right? I don't want you to take it to the extremes like one little lad that we were talking to last year, who, when I was saying to him about balance, like, I said, if you can imagine a tightrope walker with his big pole, that's to keep his balance. We don't have a pole on the football field, but we've got our two arms. And I told him, I said, use your arms for balance in case you feel as though you're falling over. And he played the whole match like that. He's playing the whole match like that. He took me to, literally. He was good as gold because he was really trying to do his best for himself. Okay, Lee, Mike, come over here. Lee, you're going to be my forward. I'm going to try and get you to score some goals. Michael, you're going to be the defender. This is just to pressurise you and just to make sure that you don't hang about in the box when you get a chance at a shot at goals. I want you to really be on your toes and go quickly and fire the ball at the back of the net. If you wait too long, Michael's going to be in touch and he's going to be tackling you, so he's a defender. Michael, you can play the ball to him first, right? Good exercises for you. Get yourself stood here, right? You play the ball for Lee. Play it into there. Once you've played it, I want you then to start chasing him. I don't want you to kick him or anything like that, he's your pal, no. But just pressurise him, make him hurry, okay? Off you go. Play them just into there. Give him something to chase. Good lad. Oh, beautiful stuff. I love it. Well done. And again, Mike. There we are. Lee, come the same distance again. On your toes, remember, on your toes.
That time, Lee made the wrong decision and he never looked comfortable or likely to score. He should have taken the earlier chance and hit the ball with his left foot, or allowed it to run across his body away from the defender before attempting to shoot with his right.
Off you go. Don't hang about. Oh! What a shot. Brilliant. Peter Charlton on top of Gary Bailey's shoulders wouldn't have saved that one. Try and concentrate, Lee, on hitting those goals, right? Not hitting it too hard, but making sure that you hit the goals. You keep the ball down, and you're over the top. You hit through the top of the ball, and you hit the goals. On your toes, ready. Remember what we were talking about boxers before? On your toes, ready for the off. Off you go. Well done. Well done. That's good. Just bring it in a little bit closer now. Get me that ball, Nigel. Here you go. Right, you're right on top of him now. I want you to knock the ball 6 yards into there, Mike. Hey? 6 yards into there. It's up to you then, Lee. Ready? It's a race. Make sure, don't let him push off you. Get in front of him, and you're going to score this goal. Off you go. Knock it. Beautifully. Well struck. Well struck. Right, Mike, come on. You are now the attacker. Lee, you're the defender. What I want you to do, get yourself in a position here, your legs open. Michael, you're going to knock the ball through those legs there, you're going to get round him, and you're going to finish off with a shot at goals. Lee, immediately the ball goes through your legs, you turn round and you're after him as though you're a defender, right? I don't want you to tackle him too hard, but I want you to force him, certainly, right? Just have a go. Off you go, Mike, let's see you. Well struck. Well struck. Do it again. Another couple. Another couple. Through you go. Ah, come on. Ball still in play. What have I said about the ball still being in play? Be careful. Always look alive. The first one you did there, you did it very accurately. The goalkeeper came in. You saw there was a lot of space on that side and you knocked it in. And you were determined to do the same again. And yet the ball had gone just a little bit too far to the left for you to do that. Right? What I want you to do is to show a little bit of aggression. He's your enemy, the goalkeeper. You don't give him any help at all, right? And if it's on your left-hand side, don't be frightened to have a swing with your left foot if you feel that it's the right way to do it, hey? Don't be frightened to miss, that's most important. Off you go. Bit hard. Well done, well done. Not what you would
No
call
such
a
thing as a bad goal to say, and although Mike didn't really hit this as hard as he would have liked, because he knocked the ball too far forward, he just had to improvise, poke his toe out and knock the ball into the back of the net, and that's what we're trying to do, score goals.
Let me just show you here, hey? I don't want you to hit it to the goalkeeper. You're hitting it so far that Nigel's being tempted out, right? I just want you to knock it through there, right? And then a shot at goals, as quick as that. Let's have another go. Off you go. Ooh, I love it, I love it. Hit with all your body, that with all your strength. The goalkeeper had no chance. Another. Beautiful. That's miles better than the first two, wasn't it? Didn't you feel as though you were giving it? I think it's because I told him that he was your enemy, eh? So as soon as you accepted the goalkeeper, you don't want to do him any favours, do you? You don't. He's trying his best to stop you from going. So the harder you make it for him, keeping the ball low, nice and aggressive, punch that ball as hard as you possibly can without falling over, and you can do no more. It's up to him then. The worries are all his. Just want to have one more go at you. Come on, let's just see. Just try this time, if you can. Just try coming inside a little bit closer, Lee. Try knocking it that side. I want you to try and hit it with your left foot. Are you any good with your left foot? Hey? You see, that might be the only chance you get to have a swing with your left foot. Knock it that side and just have a swing, even though it's a bit foreign to you. Well done. Hey, I could tell it was your wrong foot, but nevertheless, that was enough. You've scored the goal. That was super, that. Well done. Just a little bit of competition now for the two of you. Hey? Ray's going to knock the ball in there. You've got to get off your backsides, right? And you've got to go as quickly as you can and finish off with a shot at goals. Hey? This is a little bit of competition, just a little bit of something to help you just hurry yourselves along a little bit, okay? All right, Ray, when you're ready. Go on, Lee. Good shot, good shot. Not so bad, that, Lee, not so bad. Well kept down. Down you get. Sit down. Sit down. Off you go. Well done again. Straight forward. Shove it up straight forward. There we go. Go on, Michael. Well swung with your left peg. And don't forget what I've told you before about getting the rebound back from the goalkeeper. Just because the ball's been released from you, don't think that that's the end of the affair. It's not. The ball's still in play until it's gone behind the goals. Well struck. Ooh, I love it. Good lad. What I want you to do, if you're on your toes, rather be so that I make sure that I'm balanced. Hey? He pulls it away that side. And then I hit it in, right? We've previously talked before about the basic ways of striking a ball, and especially with regard to a shot. If I can just run through a few examples, really. The basic thing that you have to do, especially when you're shooting a goal, is to try and keep it low. We're trying to avoid hitting the ball over the bar at all costs. How we do that is that when we place the shot, we place the left foot alongside the ball, and I'm going to hit through, I'm going to strike through the upper part of the ball, which will keep it low. This means that my knee is going to be right across the top of the ball, left foot alongside, right knee over the ball, and I'm going to knock that ball straight into the bottom corner of the net. Just a quick follow through. There we go. Here we go again. If you notice, my knee is followed right through, but I do follow through completely with my foot at the end of it all anyway, which that will dictate my direction. If I suddenly stop like that and I stub the ball, it can fly in any direction. Much the same way as a golfer. If he doesn't follow through, gets a lot of inaccuracy into his play. Football is just the same. Here we go again. Straight through, follow it through, just in case I'm going to continue in case the goalkeeper happens to knock the ball back to me and gives me another chance. There I go, still through, right through it. I do stress also, when I'm hitting the ball here like this, that it's not a case of just swinging your leg, because that, if you just do that, the whole strength that you're going to get is literally just from your leg. We want to feel that when you hit the ball, you hit it with the full strength of your body. So you should feel it with all your body, right from the toes, right to the top of your head. I give it a lot of venom, I hit right through it, I follow through completely. There we go. Okay? Obviously, if you're a left-footed player, the same thing applies. You put your right foot alongside it and you strike it with your left foot. But the principles are just the same. Right through. Balanced, my arms are there, stops me from falling over. The follow through, which dictates the direction the ball is going to go in. Anybody can do that. Just follow these basic principles. And there again, I've made sure that my laces are right so that there's no way that any silly knots on the top of my boots will deflect the way I want the ball to go. When we're doing this exercise here, the object is that you're going to get a ball fed into you from a different player on the outside. What I want you to do, the first one that gets there is the forward. Nick, if it's you, you're the forward, then you've got to finish up as quickly as you can with the shot at goals. If it's you, Bob, you then act as a defender. But I don't want you to start kicking him, right? If it's you, if you're the first one that gets the ball, I'll shout individual numbers out and that they will release the ball. You then have to get there as quickly as you can and finish off. If it means swinging with your wrong leg, I don't mind that at all. If it means you're volleying it, I don't mind it. All I want you to do is, as quickly as you can, get the ball into the back of the net. And don't let us have you waiting all night before the ball gets fired into the back, right? Okay. If I shout the appropriate numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So whichever number I shout, that's where the ball will be fed from. Okay, 2. Finish. 6. Finish. Left peg. Well played. Back to the penalty spot here. 4. Nick, just in that instance there, it was nearly impossible for you to score, wasn't it? I want you to do it as quickly as you can, but I don't want you to do it if it's not on, right? What you should have done there really was to try and turn and come in here, Bob. Come in here. Hey, you stay there, Nick. Hey. You had him here. You couldn't see enough of the goals to score with your left foot. Hey. What I wanted you to do was to come over, round about here on your right, and do it that way. Off you go. Just a second. Back to the penalty spot. 3. Well hit. Brilliant. A great example. Right, Michael and Richard, your turn now. As I call out the numbers like we've done before, on your toes, make sure that as soon as you get the chance, you can knock it into the back of the net. Okay, 4. 4. Now come on. You know the numbers. You got the numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3. Well struck. At least you got it on. Back to the penalty spot. 1. Finish. Well played. Well played. I think it was worth a swing with your left foot there, but you put it in the back of the net, so there's no point in arguing. All right. Number 5. Number 5. Oh, don't listen to me. Well struck. Back to the penalty spot. Back to the penalty spot. Number 4. Oh, well hit. Well hit. Unlucky. Number 2. Well struck again. Back to the penalty spot. Number 6. Who's first? Well played. Come on. On your feet. Back you come here. Come on, Michael. Number 3. Oh, that would have been the slowest goal I've ever seen in my life if that had gone in there, Michael. Hey, you just stand in there and play to me, Richard. Hey. If Ray's going to push the ball into me here, be pre-warned. I'm going to go that way, right? Off you go. Here I go. Hey. At least I got my shot in. Might not have been as hard and as accurate as I would have liked, but I was definitely closed down in that direction. Okay, do it again, Richard. When you go, one more go. Number 2. Right. Well struck, and it's nearly a goal. I'll tell you something there, Michael. Your centre forward would have knocked the rebound in and you'd have scored that. Great example, that. Up to now, most of the shooting that we've had has been where the ball has been passed to you along the floor, or you've taken it along the floor yourself and knocked a good shot in. But it doesn't always happen as comfortably as that, unfortunately, in a football match. And sometimes balls come in from different directions, different heights, and you have to adjust your positions and make sure that you get a shot in. Now, one of the commonest ways of scoring goals is by a volley. I mean, we all know what a volley is, when you actually strike the ball while it's still in midair. Am I right? Hey? All right, Lee? Yeah? So I'm just going to go through one little exercise myself and just show you how to do it. I'll try and make it a good example of how to volley the ball by getting over the top of it. The same thing applies when you hit a ball, even though it's in the air. If you hit underneath it, it's going to go high. If you hit on the top part of the ball, it's going to go down. So we've got to try and get over the top of the ball to make sure that we have a good shot at goals with a volley. Now, I keep repeating myself, but if you're on your toes, a volley should create no problems for you. Because you're on your toes, you're able to adjust your position and get over the top of it. I'll try and give you a good example now. Ray can feed me, and then we'll throw some balls from different angles at you and see if we can do some good volleys. In you go, Nigel. Right. Now, here again, I'm not on my heels. I'm on my toes. Because I don't know which way the ball's coming. It might drop short and I have to go there quickly. It might come high and I have to adjust my position. So try and stay on your toes all the time. I'm going to try and get over the top of it. It's a bit difficult against this wind, but we might be able to do it. Right, I'm ready to go. Right.
When attempting to volley, the following points are very important. Watch the flight of the ball and aim to meet it at the earliest comfortable height. How close your opponents are will dictate this. Try and give yourself plenty of room, and this will allow you to get over the ball and keep it down. Use your arms for balance and follow through. The boys are failing at the moment because they are only adjusting their body at the last moment and not following through, and so are all pulling the ball wide of the target.
Here we go.
Can do better than this.
Beautifully done. That was better. Follow through. Mike? Well struck. Well struck. Oh, beauty. I love it. Good stuff. Oh, beauty. I love it. Good stuff. Go on, Lee. Same again. Bit of beef. Oh, different volleying altogether. Now, the first time you were doing volleys there, nearly all of you made a pig's ear of it. There were balls that were knocked over there. There were balls that were pulled round the side. But as you got a few more chances to do it, the improvement was unbelievable. Suddenly, and it was only because you weren't so frightened of it. You started getting balls hitting the back of the net and started hitting the goals instead of pulled or pushed out of the way. Now this is all to do with practice. The more you do it, the more familiar you become with it. And it doesn't matter what part of the game you're talking about. If you practice, if you get yourself against a wall and you just keep knocking it back and forward, it makes it familiar to you. So that when an occurrence happens on a Saturday and the ball falls in front of you, and it might be the only chance you get, you're familiar with it because you've practiced it, and you don't make a mess of it and you bang it in the back of the net. Now this is one of the most difficult skills of the lot, the volley. Not everybody can do the volley, but it is something that saves a lot of time. If there's a ball gets knocked into the 18-yard area, you don't have a lot of time to pull it down or to have a look. If you can volley it before it hits the ground, they're in trouble. Now, I'll just go through a couple myself, and I'm going to try, when Ray feeds me, to get over the top of the ball. That's the most important thing, to hit through the top of the ball. If I do that, it can't go up there. It's got to go down. If I hit underneath it, it's going to go that way. I've got to try and get over the top of it, whichever way I can. And this might be the only chance in the match I get. So I'm going to just run through a few. Hit through the ball, but hit through the top of it. If I hit through it, it gives me the power. If I hit on top of it, it keeps me in the right direction. I'll just run through a few. Now, but this is the most difficult thing, the volley. And you did prove to yourselves after you'd done a couple that it wasn't impossible, and I think some of you after the first one thought it was. But it wasn't. You did well after a couple more, right? That's a volley. Wait a minute. The volley that I've just done was basically quite simple because the ball was fed to me from in front. But doesn't always happen as conveniently as that. And in the match, you might get a ball that actually comes over your shoulder, or you might have to turn and pivot and just take a quick swing at it. We're just going to go through this little exercise now, where Ray's going to throw the ball over my shoulder. I'm facing him. I've got to turn round, and this is a good practice for you. I've got to turn round, and before it hits the ball, the ground for the second time, I'm going to volley it at goals. Okay? Let's just see if I can do it. Over it comes, and it's a goal in the bottom corner. Through the top of the ball. I'll just do one more. Round I go. Through the goalkeeper. All the time concentrating and keep my eye on the ball. I know that it's going to, but we're going to let it bounce once, but hit it before you go out. Hit it before it hits the ground. Who's going first, Mike? Come on then. Which foot do you want it with?
Right.
I don't want to embarrass you. Right. Your right foot.
Yeah.
Okay, it's going to go over your left shoulder then. Don't panic. Wait for it coming down. Well struck. Aye. Come here. That was disgraceful, that, wasn't it? I mean, you're a big, strong lad. I've seen you do these before, and you come up, and we want you to volley the ball into the back of the net, and just because we brought the goalkeeper off, you try to do it with a little soft chip, hey? This could be the last minute in the cup final, the only chance that you've got of putting Man United into the European Cup next year, and you miss it by fluffing one. Get ruthless, get aggressive, and smash that ball into the back of the net. If it comes up a little bit higher, too high, I'll allow you to do it. But you had plenty of time there to get over the top of the ball and to really blast it into the back of the net, and you missed the opportunity. And if I was your teammates, I'd come and kick you up the backside, I would, for doing something as soft as that. Come on, hey? Let's do it properly. We want to win this game. Well kept down. Well kept down. And follow it up. It's a goal. Good lad. Well kept down. Brilliant, Jason. Brilliant. Everyone's hitting the goals. Everyone's hitting the goals. I love it. Come on, Lee. If this one hits it, everybody's hit the goals. Well kept down. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Followed up as well. In a lot of cases, when you see young lads play, you very rarely see youngsters working as a team as they should. You usually have to go to the professional level before you see that. But I don't think there's any reason at all why young lads like you can't support one another and help one another, instead of just standing there and wondering how Billy Jones is going to get on. Will he get through that tackle or whatever? Or will somebody come in and take the ball off him? Why don't you as individuals think to yourself, well, he's my man, I shall go and help him. Now, when we're talking about shooting, how you can help is that when Lee, and we're going to do this little exercise now where Lee is going to get a ball thrown over the top, he's going to volley it at goals, hey? But then I want Jason, instead of just watching to see whether it's a goal or not, I want Jason to follow up just in case it hits the post, it hits the bar, it hits the goalkeeper, and he knocks in the rebound. And then when you come round again, after Lee's had a go, Jason, it's your turn to have a go, and Lee will be the one that supports you, hey? So we're trying to learn you to think all the time, so that when this happens on a Saturday and you're playing for your school team, you know exactly what's going to happen. And even if it doesn't happen, it might happen. It might just be a little rebound. You might only get half a yard, but it's in the back of the net. And we're going to take every chance that's coming to us, aren't we? Right. Off you go. Get in there. There we go. Hit those goals, Robert. Oh! Beautifully kept down. Who's worried about volleys, eh? You think you'd been volleying all your life? Get in for that rebound. There we go. I'll support you. I'll support you. I mean, just in case. Oh! There, just in case. Off you go, Jason. Get in there. Well kept down. Oh, I love it. Just a perfect example. Paradise for me. Just a little game for you here, just to encourage you to shoot in a restricted area. If you can imagine, this is a very short football pitch that we've got. The Blues are shooting into those goals, the Reds in between the two posts here. It's a restricted space. I don't want any vicious tackling, but I want, because you've got not a lot of space, for you to hurry and try and get your shot in. All this work that we've been doing on shooting, this is where it all matters. In situations like this when you're challenged, It's just a straightforward exercise. Ray will throw the ball into you. As soon as one ball is either in the goals or it's gone wide, you come back because there'll be another ball fed in. And I want to see you shooting. If it's a volley, you volley it. If it's on your wrong foot, you use your wrong foot. But whatever you do, let's have lots of shots on goal, lads. Right, Ray. Come on, still in play, goalie. Throw it out. Get it in! I love it! Brilliant play. Brilliant. There's the other one. Well done. A little half chance and finished off. 1-1. Oh, a volley if you could have just kept it down, Nick. Lee, a beauty. Oh, this is different class. Different class. Just shows you what you can do when you're not frightened. And it's there at the far post. Well saved. Still in play. Over the top of the ball. Nick, over the top of the ball. You had a great chance. And you weren't really forced then to hurry, were you? You had lots of chances. Another thing, while I'm at it, just a little thing. As long as you call the name, there's nothing wrong with you asking for one of your fellow players to give you the ball. Hey? Yeah. Nick, you were in a situation there. Lee had it. Lee had the ball. And he was a little bit tight. You could have said, Lee, I'm here, let me have it. And he would have maybe given it you. But everybody is now trying to play this game without, as though we're playing with strangers. And you're all pals. You should know each other by now. Let's just try and shout a little bit, but make sure that it's positive shout and using the name. Right, I think we'll just have half-time here. Some of the young lads here are having a little bit of trouble against the wind. Lee, your team goes. You're kicking down this way now. Round you go. Right, Ray, let's start again. That's the way to hit. That's the way. Goalkeeper, get it. Who's on your team? You can still pass it, you know. You can still pass it if there's someone in a better position. Finish, finish! That's the way. Well tucked in. Oh, Lee, I love it. Well played. Jason, that's Nick again. True to form, straight over the top. Well done, well finished. Good lad. Come on, it's a little bit difficult, this. You might run out of breath, but it's all right. Footballers do. Look here. Oh, there must be a chance. Well finished. Oh, I love that. What a great example of turning and catching the ball and hitting through the top of it. Right, now one of the dying arts in football, I think, is the skill of one person actually beating another and running past him, dribbling past him, eventually getting past him and maybe having a shot at goals. Well, we've done all the shooting that we're going to do today, but I just want to run through a few little exercises with you to help you to improve your ball skills and improve your control, so that when you're in a tight situation and you get one man that you have to go past, then we're going to get past him. Now, if you just watch me first, when I first show you, I'm just going to show you the different ways that you can try and control the ball. And I keep repeating myself often, but I don't mind doing that. When I mention the word practice, when you practice how to strike a ball, it improves your shooting. When you practice how to control the ball in tight situations, it helps you when you're dribbling and you're in a match situation in a tight area and you have to beat someone and you go past him without any difficulty. But the more familiar you are with the ball, in controlling the ball, both sides of the ball, with your heel, with the underside of your foot, and always over the top of the ball and not letting it go too far away from you, the better you're going to be at it. So we're going to go through a few little practices just to make sure that you're completely confident, so that when you're in a match, you're not going to be frightened of the situation arriving and you're not going to be looking for someone all the time to pass to. I want us to start winning things in this country. And maybe if we get lads like you who are not afraid to dribble past somebody and have a shot at goals or cross it, the crowd love that. They've always loved someone that beats a player and either shoots a goal or crosses the ball. And a lot of people, a lot of coaches are really not doing enough of this with youngsters, but we've got you now. I want to see if you can do it. And if you can, it's something that you'll have in your armoury forever and you'll never forget it, right? And we're going to be good players and positive. Now, I'm just going to go through a few little exercises with you, but just before you start, I'll just ask you to go to one side, 4 of you lads over on just short of the line there, the other 4 there. I'm just going to run through a few little things myself on how to control the ball and how to practice with the ball, even though you're on your own. And then when I ask you to do it, you're all going to go in this area together. You're going to have to avoid one another. So if you're avoiding one another, you've got to concentrate and you've got to make sure that the ball doesn't run away from you, okay? But all the time, the ball is never very far away from me. Outside of the foot, inside of the foot. Back I go the other way. Always in charge. Turn with my left foot. Turn with my right foot. Back again. And here. Always I'm in charge. Back we go. Right. I want all you lads now to get in the centre and just run around. We've got the whole of this space here. Don't clutter it up. Make sure that you find yourself a little space. Keep control, keep changing your direction and making sure that you avoid people. I don't want you running into one another. Good lad. Right. Try different ways of turning. Different ways. Sometimes use the back of your foot, sometimes the inside of your foot, the outside, right foot, left foot. Great. Okay, now then, Jason, you just lost control a little bit, didn't you? I did suggest that you tried different ways of doing it, and you tried it with your heel, but you lost it completely because it went too far away from you. Now, if we do that on a field on a Saturday, it's going to run to one of the opposition, and we're going to have it. We've had it, so rather than when you're coming back hitting it with your heel like that, I would much rather you did it with the underside of the foot. Then you can control the pace of it. But if you're doing it like that and you use your heel, it's gone too far away and we've lost possession. Okay? Just go through a few again. Go on. Different ways. Well done, Nick. Inside of the foot, inside of the right foot, the left foot, outside of both two. Great. Now this is something that you can do when you're on your own, just to give yourself a little bit of confidence. When you're playing a match, or just before you're playing a match, do this for 5 or 10 minutes, and it really does get all the kinks out, and you feel a lot confident when the game starts. Great, not so bad that. Can we now just do it and up the pace a little bit? Because we're doing that nice and comfortably, but you seem to have no difficulty at all in controlling the ball. Let's just do it a little bit quicker, if we can. Just up the pace a little bit, right? Come on then. No, it's not a race, but just a little bit faster. Good lad. We've still got control, come on. Watch where you're going. Avoid people. Great, now change direction, back you come. Back you come, that's it. That's good stuff, that. Keep control of it. First class. Okay, stop now. When I said stop now, all of you immediately went out and stopped the ball, and that was great. Okay? What we want you to do now, just to make sure that you definitely got control, is when I ask you to stop it, you stop it, but you also have to sit on the ball. Okay? And if I catch anybody using their hands, occasionally you get someone that sits down and is going away from him, and he goes like that, and make sure that he sits down comfortably, right? Hands are taboo in football. I would suggest that you never ever use your hands when you're playing football. Right? Just when I give you a shout, just stop the ball, keep control. It's not a desperate race, but make sure that you sit on the ball comfortably. Okay, down. Good lad. Not bad. Up you go. Hand again. Change direction again. Back you come. Yeah, we're nice and comfortable now. We're doing well. We're doing well. Lovely. And sit down. Nick, come on, get your hands right. All right, off you go again. We're going very, very slow now. We're doing it too safe. We're being too safe about it. There you go. And sit. Can't teach you anything. Deception plays a big part in football. If you want to try to do something and you want to deceive your opponent, there are lots of little exercises that we can show you to try and help you to improve it. Now this is one. We have this line here. Michael is going to stand on that side of that line there. I've got the ball here. I'm going to try to get the ball to either that one there or to that one there. Just going along here horizontally. Michael, you've got to try and always match my movement. If I go that way, you've got to go that way with me. I don't want you to tackle me, but I'm going to try to deceive you. I'm going to try to kid you that I'm going one way, and when I go one way, I want you to go that way with me, but I'm going to change my mind, I'm going to go another. Hey? I might do it in different ways, but this is a way that we've got to try to lose players. Once we lose players and they're not marking us anymore, things become a lot easier for us as footballers. Okay? Just run through it quickly. So I could go to that ball, or I could go to that one, right? I'll go to that one. There we go. First example, and a good example as far as I was concerned. You see what I'm talking about now, hey? Now I could be trying to go that way, but you were certain I went there because I leant my body in, didn't I? I kidded you by going over the ball and changed my direction. Now I've got a fantastic advantage here because I'm the only one that knows what I'm going to do, and I'm in charge of the ball, right? You have to try and think what I'm going to do, which is very difficult, hey? Right, now I might do the same again. I might go that way. There we go. I did it 2 or 3 times, but still was quite successful. Bob, you come in. Let's just see the two of yous do it. Ready, when you are. Right, that's it. Come back again. You can come back again. You can keep going back and forward until you find out that you've lost him. Good lad. Well done. And again. Come back again now, right? Let's just not stop once you get to the ball. If you want to come back and forward, 3 or 4 times until you lose him, you can do it. Good lad. He can't... Well done, yeah. Well played. That's a good example, lad, Bob, hey? 2 or 3 times you went before you actually got enough space to lose him, and once you saw the space, you took the ball in there. That was good. Good little exercise, that. Now, that little bit of dribbling with control, we're just going to extend it a little bit now and add a little bit of pace and a little bit of a change of pace. I'll run through first of all my little run down to Richard, whereas I start off jogging with the ball in front of me, but not very fast, and then I break and just increase my pace a little bit until I get near Richard. I'll transfer the ball to him. He will then bring it back up to you, Nick. Hey, do the same thing. After initially just doing a gentle little jog, you break into a little, not a full sprint, but just increase your pace, always though, still keeping control of the ball. And then we'll just do this up and down a few times, and then as we've done it 1 or 2 times, we'll maybe ask you to just improvise a little bit, in as much as I would like you to just do different ways of changing your pace, maybe changing a little direction, maybe jumping over the ball, but all the time thinking that there's an imaginary defender in there that we're just trying to outwit. We're trying to outwit him with pace and with a little bit of guile. In the beginning, though, let me just walk through it. Just first, I'm just going to walk through it till I get to about 4 or 5 yards. Then I'm just going to increase my pace like I would do if I was wanting to beat a defender. And then I'm going to transfer the ball down there to Richard, right? So it's nice and slow, inside, outside, and then I go. There we go, off you go, Richard. The same thing, just increase your pace. Start slowly, Nick, start slowly. Now you go, good lad. Brilliant. Nice and slow. And away I go. There you go, Lee, off you go. So, increase your pace. That's the way, son, good lad. Brilliant, that. Good lad. Come on, Nick. Great. One more time, Richard. Nice and slow. Richard, just stop there, Lee. Just stop there. Richard, you didn't really increase your pace noticeably to me. You seem to go fairly sharp from the beginning. What we want you to do is to encourage you to change your pace a little bit so that you're going to kid a little defender who's in front of you. You're not kidding him if you go at the same pace all the time. It was pretty good, that, though. When you do it now, Lee, you can start this time. Bring it up to me and try and just do something in between to maybe outwit this imaginary defender that we've got in here. Either go over the ball, take it to one side or the other, but still have that little change of pace. We did the first part really well. Come on. That's good, lad. Good lad. Off you go. Now I'm going to do it this way. I'm going that way this time, but still in shooting. There we go. Good lad. Good lad. Change your direction. That's super. Well done, Nick. Yeah, I like that one. Good lad. If I was a defender, I might be kidded. There we go. little change of pace. Off you go. Super. Well done. Oh, that's first class. First class. That's it. A little feint. Now, Jason here is the smallest lad in our group, and I picked him out specially because it can illustrate perfectly that if you're small, that's no reason at all why you shouldn't compete against lads who are bigger than yourselves, and stronger than yourselves, and heavier than yourselves. We're going to do a little exercise where I'm going to take the ball and knock it past Jason, and simply because he's on his heels and he doesn't know when I'm going to knock the ball past him, he's going to have difficulty in stopping me. Now, I'm going to then defend against Jason, and I'm going to let him do it to me. Now, he might think that he's not fast enough to get it past me. But if you do it right, and if you do it at the right time, and you catch me on my heels, even though I am a bit bigger and a bit faster possibly, it's still not enough to stop you from going past you. I want to encourage players to start going the other side of defenders so that they're in attacking position. Instead of doing negative things like passing the ball sideways and backwards, we want to try and go a little bit forwards. Right, Jason? The same thing applies to any young lad as far as tackling is concerned as well. It's all a matter of confidence. If you're confident and you go into the tackle properly with all your weight, then there's no reason at all why you can't take on someone bigger than yourself. But that tackling is another thing altogether. Let's just go down here, and I'll try and give you a good illustration of how you can beat me if you use your brains and use your change of pace at just the right time. Right, Jason, you stand there. I'm going to run at you from here. Now, I'm going to come like we were doing in the exercise before, and we're just carrying the ball nice and quietly, and then suddenly I explode, I knock the ball past you, and I race. Now, that little change of pace is enough for me to get past you and get the other side, right? I'll just show you. I don't really want you to tackle me, and then it'll probably illustrate it better, and then I want you to do it to me, okay? Here we go, the nice straightforward, up I come, there's a change of pace, and I've gone past him, okay? You were on your heels, and you couldn't possibly turn around and catch me, could you? Right, now you do it to me. The change of pace, now look, I'm here, I'm a defender, and I don't know what you're thinking. Always remember that. I don't know when you're going. You might go from there, or you might go quite close up to me. So you're the one that's in charge, you've got the ball. Change of pace when you get past me. I'm on my heels. Well played, well played. And look at that. I couldn't even stop him. Right, Lee. We're deceiving him again this time if we can. Jason at the other end there. You've got the ball to your left, the ball where Jason is, and the ball to your right. I want you to take the ball into the centre there. Jason is going to come to challenge you. I want you to get past him and go to either of those balls there. So if you think he's covering the left one and you can deceive him, then change direction. We want to encourage that change of direction again. But also remember your control. Off you go, son. Well done, son. Oh, I'll tell you something, that was the hardest one. The hardest one going directly, wasn't it? Don't you think it would have been a lot easier if you'd tried to go to one of these other ones at the side? Great, that. Off you go again. On your toes, well done, well done. Great, and again. Put the ball back and then come and do it again. Right. Right, Jason. Just try and stop him from going to either one of them. Well done, well done. Just lost a bit of control there, Lee. Hey? You see what I mean? I think in your mind that you were going to try and go to that one, eh? Weren't you? And make it a clean sweep. Right? We've got to keep control of the ball all the time. You just want to basically know where he is. You don't need to definitely look up, otherwise you will lose control. But try and marry the two so that you've got control, you know where the ball is, and you've also got your eye on your defender. Off you go again. What's that control? Change of direction, remember. Good lad. Come back in again. Come back in again. Right, off you go again, Jason, straight away. Right, you can come back again out of play. Right, Jason, you come and have a go. Lee, you defend the ball over there. Remember what I said? Don't need to be a big lad for this. You're deceiving him, kidding him. Off you go. Good lad, good lad. Well done. And again, have another go. Kid him now. Make him think that you're going to one ball and then go to another. All right. Okay, not bad. Can I have a go? Here we go. Right, Lee. Here we go. There we go. Back again, look at this. Lost control slightly, but because I wasn't absolutely certain that I was going to go to that one, I thought, well, I better change my mind. So I changed my direction, came back, and I caught Lee on his heels a little bit, didn't I? Hey? Have one more go yourself, go on. As long as you stay within the square, I don't mind how many attempts you have, but always keep control and always try and find that little bit of space. Go on, son. Well done, that'll do you. Great. These little exercises here, if I could just mention it, are worthy of note by some of the school teachers and parents and coaches of youngsters like this. Little bits of exercise with children doing this sort of thing, this sort of work, is much easier than actually just giving them basic training where they have to keep lapping around pitches, etc. That's boring for youngsters, and I don't think that at this age they really need it. They should be reasonably fit anyway. But you can do just the same amount of work doing these little exercises, whereas you're changing your pace, you're passing the ball from player to player, you're going through little exercises like this, trying to encourage them to just improve their skills. There's enough training in that. They don't need any physical work, not undue physical work anyway. We've now come to the end product of all the work that we've been doing today. We've practiced our shooting, we've practiced our volleying, we've practiced going past players, we've practiced trying to deceive them. Now all this comes to pass if you imagine the situation of one person coming to the edge of the box with only one defender to beat. So all these things come into being. You have to deceive that defender, you have to get past him, you have to knock the ball positively at goals and have that final shot, which is what the crowd love, and that's what we want to see. What I don't want is that somebody takes the ball towards the defender and suddenly decides he doesn't fancy going past him. Now this is the most difficult thing to do, this, is to go past a defender. But I've tried to allay some of your fears that it's nothing to worry about, even though you might think that you're not the fastest person in the world. It doesn't matter, as long as you get past him and finish with a shot at goals. I don't want you to suddenly think to yourself, right, I'll wait for one of my pals to come, right? There's enough of that goes on. We're trying to breed young footballers. They're going to win the World Cup for England again. I'm fed up with all the Argentinians and the Italians and the Brazilians. It's time we won it. And if we're going to win it, it's by lads like you practicing these positive things. Not negative, waiting for somebody to come and help you, but this positive action. Beating people, going past them, and firing the ball in the back of the net. I'll run through one once. Nigel, you can go in goals now. I'll run through one once with one defender. Bob, you can be the defender. And then I shall act as the defender, and I want every one of you to come past me, and I want to see the work that you've been done, whether you've been listening to me or whether you haven't. Okay, boys, go on, you stay in there, Bob. Out we come here, you come to the edge of the box, Bob. Edge of the box, just there. Right, you lads want to stand over that side now. Go on, I'll call you in when you're ready. Now remember, if you take it the wrong side and it's your wrong foot, I'm not bothered. Let's at least finish with a shot. Here goes. A little bit. Half a chance, and I didn't even get past you, but half a chance and I had a shot at goals. I'm getting a bit too old maybe to run as fast as you've. Okay, Nick, it's your turn. Let's go. Try and catch me on my heels. Good lad. Let's finish, let's finish. Beautiful. I love that. Wonderful. A great shot. Come on, Lee. When you're ready, son, attack me. Beautiful stuff. Oh, that net. Gonna need repairs after this morning. Let's go. Deceive me and finish. Well done. Great save, Nigel. Great save. This is great stuff, this. Okay, Mike. Oh, I'll tell you something. That was wonderful, that. That exercise that we did with Mike before, he caught me on my heels, he knocked it past me from about 5 yards and still went past me and finished up by knocking in the net. That was great, that was, really. Right, lads, all the practices that we've done, it's all to one ended, and that's to let us try and make sure that we get the ball in the back of the net. That lovely sound of the ball rippling down the back of the net. Every one of you have a shot at goals, and make sure that you hit it nice and crispy like we've taught you, and let's hear that beautiful sound. Go on, you go first, Jason. Brilliant, 8 out of 8.